also. There were beautiful things said on there, and there was lovely truths that were stated, and everyone worked together in a loving way. And all the characters worked.
I'm just sitting here wondering now. Suppose that one of the networks put it back into production for prime time.
Not one. It would have to be NBC. They own the rights.
All right. Suppose NBC, which to level is not having one of the great rating years in its history. Suppose they decided, hey, conventions all over the country, everything going on. Let's put the thing back on and see what happens. Would it work, or would it destroy the myth and the legend?
I don't know. That's that old thing of, can you go home again? And it's the same. We have the gamble with the motion picture where we did 79 episodes. There's got to be one episode in that everybody's going to like. But when you come out with one shot on the movie, not everyone is maybe going to like the movie. But it would be a big question as to whether or not.
Wouldn't you think the movie, though, is almost a pretty well calculated risk? I mean, the audience.
Well, yeah.
I think everybody believes that it's, as you say, that it's a foregone conclusion. The only problem is that if they decide, because it's a feature film as opposed to a television show, they have to change the thrust of it in some way, make it monsters and huge battle scenes, something that will, that you can't get on television. You may distort and
transporting it to the big screen and then trying to make it bigger to fit.
Right, you may distort the entire feeling of the show. You may.
I think it needs a storyline, something on the order of the crew encountering Christ in space and finding out that Christ is actually Lucifer.
I just don't know if we're quite ready for that one yet.
Apparently we're not.
Apparently not.
I don't believe we are. Let me just pause here for a couple of minutes for our stations, and then we will have Mr. Harlan Ellison out, who wrote one of the most popular episodes in the history of Star Trek, and we'll be right back after these announcements. Joining us now, Mr. Harlan Ellison, who is no stranger to this audience. Mr. Ellison was on our all-night program. We did a show on science fiction writing with Harlan and Gene Roddenberry and others, including Ray Bradbury, out in Los Angeles a little over a year ago. And Harlan wrote what many people consider to be one of the finest episodes of Star Trek, a program called City on the Edge of Forever. It won a Hugo, which is the science fiction award that year, and also the best outstanding dramatic presentation of that season on television.